Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Harmony. In today's video, I'm going to do a little Q&A about the whole home buying process, our first time buying a house, how it all went. I asked you guys to ask me questions over on Instagram, so I'm going to be answering those today. If you have any additional questions, please leave them in the comments below. I love answering all your questions and chatting with you guys down there. So I will definitely do that. If I get enough of them, maybe I'll make a second part to this video, but let's get right into it. Rocky just came in and attacked me and knocked my camera over, and I really thought it broke for a second, but luckily we're good. We're back up and running, so let's get into these questions. The first question is hidden costs you don't think of when buying a home. The first thing that really comes to my mind when specifically buying a home is all the fees and stuff you pay at closing. So basically, you're not just putting a down payment on a house. There's a bunch of other little things that go into it. Payments you make for your mortgage lender to pay them. Your real estate agent usually gets a commission. So there's like little things that go into your closing costs. Obviously, they let you know what those are before you actually close, but just kind of think of that in advance. It's not just like, oh, we need this percentage of the total house cost as a down payment and that's it at closing. Like, no, it's normally like a few thousand more than that. So that is a huge thing to consider. As far as like moving in and stuff, we didn't use movers or anything like that, but I guess that would be something to think of. We just moved out of our parents' house, so we didn't have very much, so we kind of just moved in on our own. But if you want to do movers, if you need a U-Haul, which we also did not need, luckily, if you're getting like cable, Wi-Fi, things like that, you will probably pay them to install it unless you can do it on your own. We paid them and it was like an extra $100 just for them to come out and install everything. Just little things like that. They really add up, so make sure you are anticipating all of those costs before buying a home. The next question is, how do you start the home buying process? My fiance and I want to buy a house. Probably a year or so ago, maybe a little longer than that, Dennis and I actually went to a first-time home buyer seminar, and it was run by Josh, our best friend, who was our real estate agent, and actually Brandon, who was our mortgage guy. So it was really great because we ended up working with both of them, but they kind of explained how everything goes at that seminar, and I definitely recommend everyone going to one of those if you can, if you're a first-time home buyer, because it was so informative. They taught us like not to open a credit card or not to take out a loan right before, which might be obvious, but to some people it isn't. So just little things like that definitely helped. And then how we started, so obviously find a real estate agent that you like, that you want to work with. They will probably tell you to get pre-approved before you start looking at houses. It's just easier that way. You find out how much you're looking to spend, what your budget is based on how much you make, your income. You just have to fill out a bunch of forms giving your mortgage lender your salary, any bills and stuff you pay. So they kind of calculate everything for you and give you how much you can afford to spend on a mortgage, and then from there you can figure out how much you want to actually spend on the house. So that's kind of where we started. We obviously worked with our best friend, so he was so helpful and answered literally any question we had, but we've been bugging him for years about helping us. So that's definitely the way to go. Get pre-approved, and then you can start looking at houses with your real estate agent. Oh, this is a good one. This one says, what were your must-haves for your home? So mine were, I wanted somewhere we could put a dining room table. So either a dining room or an area that we could have that. If you've seen my house tour, you know that we don't specifically have a dining room, but we're kind of making this room half dining room, half family room. So we do have that here. I wanted 3 to 4 bedrooms, preferably 4, because in the future we would like to have kids, obviously, and I would like to aim for 2. Dennis wants 3, so we're somewhere in that middle range, but if we have 2, then we also have an extra bedroom for guests to stay over. So I definitely wanted closer on the 4 side, which again, luckily we got. Dennis had a few must-haves. He wanted a pretty decent sized yard, which luckily we also found, which is really nice. He also wanted a garage, and we have that as well. So I would say those were our must-haves. We definitely also wanted a fireplace, but it wasn't like we need to have a fireplace, but we just got lucky and ended up with that as well. Yeah, so those are some of our must-haves. I kind of just answered this, but it says, did you know what location you wanted to move to, or did your realtor do it all? Josh, our realtor, did not do that. You kind of had to specify the areas you want to live in. It's all your preference, obviously, because you're going to be the one living there. So we kind of gave him a general area, and then he would send us daily emails that would show listings going up in those different areas, and I could look at them every morning and see if we wanted to tour a house or not. I also was looking on Zillow all the time at different houses in the specific areas that we wanted to live in. So we definitely figured that out on our own. Like I said, we weren't really looking in one specific area, so it made it a lot easier, and we looked at so many different houses in all different areas. So we kind of started to really figure it out the more we looked, I think. The next question is, how long were you looking before you found the home you landed on? This is kind of shocking to me, but we only looked for about a month, I think. We looked at so many houses. Believe me, I was constantly like going on Zillow, like I said, and sending houses to our realtor and just looking at literally anything I saw that I might like. Okay, some of these are kind of getting into finances. I'm not going to be super specific. I'm not going to tell you guys how much money we put down just because that's personal. But this one says, how long did it take you to save for a down payment? It took us probably about a year, a little less than that, I want to say. I was heavily saving. If you saw any of my saving tips videos, I was going in, okay? Like, I was saving everything I could. I saved like $10,000 in 3 months or something like that. Something crazy, maybe 6 months. I don't really know, but I was heavily saving. Dennis was also saving, so it definitely helps if you have 2 people because you get even more money. Definitely check out those savings videos if you need some tips on how to save money, how I did it so quickly. Definitely check those out. So these questions kind of go together, so I'm going to read both of them. So the first one is, what's the market like in Pennsylvania / the US? Is it super crazy for first-time home buyers? The second question is, how many homes did you look at / put offers on before you found this home? So if you guys live in the US, you probably know, or maybe you don't, how crazy the real estate market is during this whole COVID time. So basically, everything is selling for so much more than it normally would, more than it's worth even. It's just crazy. Like, people are paying like $20,000 more than what someone's asking, and it's just literally insane. So many people are looking at the same house. There are bidding wars and all kinds of crazy things going on, and I was really nervous that we would not get a house this quickly because of that. And since we were first-time home buyers, we did go with an FHA loan, so that's a little bit different. Sometimes it turns sellers off. I really did not think we were going to be able to buy a home because we wouldn't be able to compete with the money that these people were offering. What was the second question? How many homes did we look at? I have no idea. It was quite a lot, I want to say. We would look at like at least 5 a week, I want to say. Probably more than that. We were going like all the time. Like I said, I was on Zillow looking at all the houses for sale and just sending them to my real estate agent, and we would just look at houses all the time. So I have no idea how many we looked at. I want to say it was quite a few. How many offers we put in? We put in a total of 4, I think, and this one was the 4th. I talked about this again in my exciting news video where I told you guys that we bought a house, but the first house, it was super old, complete fixer-upper, and someone came, paid cash for it, flipped it. Second house, there were already offers in on it, and we really liked it, so we tried to make it an appealing offer, but it just fell through. The third house, thought we had it. We were literally on the phone all afternoon, and then it was sort of turning into a bidding war, and at one point I was just like, I don't think it's worth it. This house isn't like the one for me to be doing that for, so I was just like, no, let's just let it go. If it's meant to be, it will be. Lost that one. And then the fourth offer, I believe, was this house. So we put 4 different offers in. Just from that, you can kind of see how crazy it was. It could have been way worse. So the market's crazy right now, but just know that when it's meant to be, it will be. When it's the right house, you'll find the right house. Any advice for first-time home buyers? This is a good question. Number 1, have more money than you would like to spend saved up. So Dennis and I had, obviously, the closing costs, everything, and we had more on top of that saved. So we were able to use that for the first month's bills and stuff, which is really nice because it's a huge purchase and there are so many bills that you have to pay that you don't think about and that you're not used to paying. So having that money ahead of time is really nice because it's a huge adjustment and it makes it a lot easier. So I definitely recommend that. Definitely look at a bunch of houses. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I was a little I'm not good at this. I hate asking questions in school. Anytime, like I hate asking questions, and I shouldn't be that way because you just don't know. Like, especially with this process, you've never done it before, you don't know, so it's so important to ask those questions. So find a real estate agent that you're comfortable with. Make sure you ask them all the dumb questions that you have because you're spending a lot of money and you need answers. And lastly, I just want to reiterate to you guys that when it's meant to be, it will be. A lot of times people don't get the house that they think is their dream home, but better things are coming. You will find the perfect home. It's a process, and also enjoy the process because I was getting very stressed out because I just wanted to have a house already. I just wanted to move out, but enjoy the process because it goes by quick and then you'll never have that time back again. Like if you're moving out of your parents' house, you may never live there again. So enjoy it. It's a crazy time, but definitely soak it all in while you can because it's gonna be over one day. Those are all the questions I'm going to be answering today. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I love chatting with you guys and I will always answer your questions. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was kind of informative and helped you guys out. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!